Hey everybody, and welcome back to the channel. And it is another Max Monday event. It seems to come around quicker and quicker these weeks. Max Monday today, again, 6 p.m. till 7 p.m. local time. We're going to see if we can head to a couple of early Dynamaxes. But the spawns are a little bit rubbish at the moment. The event, of course, yesterday finished, called the Pinch Perfect event. That was the event which saw the shiny release for Dynamax, which was the anchor Pokemon, and also the Pokemon debut release of Clorf, which is a big crab Pokemon. It doesn't evolve, but no shiny release for Clorf, just the debut. So that event finished yesterday at 8 p.m. local time, and we haven't got an event starting until tomorrow. So today is pretty much a little bit of a dismal day, with the spawns just going to the non-event spawns. I suppose every now and again it is nice to have a bit of a break, just to recharge your batteries a bit. And we'll pick up a few research tasks and see if we can do a couple on the way, but we're all going to try and head to an early one, like I say. So tonight's Dynamax Max Monday starts at 6 p.m. till 7 p.m, but we'll try and get to an early one, and it features the Bug-Type Pokémon Caterpie. Caterpie is going to be featured during this hour, and it can be shiny. It's full odds, unfortunately, 1 in 512 for Dynamax shiny Caterpie, but hopefully we can end up picking a shiny like we did last week when it was Drampa. Drampa got featured for the first time as a Dynamax Pokemon last week, and we managed to get a shiny on the second battle, which was amazing. So let's see if we can repeat that feat today with Caterpie. So do get involved in the comments down below. Let me know if you've done Dynamax Max Monday where you are, and if so, if you've managed to get anything decent. Alan's in the chat. Thanks very much for joining, Alan. How are you? Genesect on raid still. Not bad for a Monday, yeah. It's supposedly Blue Monday as well, isn't it? This Monday in particular. It's quite well known as being Blue Monday. I think it's a Monday between the paydays, is it, or something like that? The first Monday in January between the paydays or something. Not too sure why they call it Blue Monday. Yeah, it definitely feels like it, yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, always nice to go for an evening walk, even if it does get a little bit dark now in these winter months, a little bit early. It's always nice to try and get out and about, and especially because we never seem to get any good weather this time of year. So if it's dry, you might as well head out and about and see what you can get. I think tomorrow, when new event starts tomorrow at 10 a.m. local time, we've of course got a brand new shiny to go hunting as well, which will be an even better reason to go out hunting. The shiny Tadbulb is going to be released tomorrow, but it's also going to be available in eggs as well. So 2 different ways of getting that. And I think in the wild it's got full odds, 1 in 512 for shiny Tadbulb when it gets released tomorrow. But in eggs, it is boosted to around 1 in 64 to 1 in 128. So definitely the easier way of getting the shiny is the eggs. But to get the eggs and to hatch the eggs, you've got to walk. So while you're walking, you might as well click on the full odds tab bulbs in the wild and see if you can get a shiny one that way. I never really hatch that many eggs, so the best way of me getting a shiny tab bulb, I would say, is going to be through catching it in the wild. So I am going to have to grind a little bit during that event. No doubt it will get an event where it's boosted shinies at some point. I have no doubt about that. Yeah, I only really hatch with my free incubator. So I never really spend loads of money on incubators and stuff like that. I'm not one to do that. Right, we'll jump in on this early. Jonathan is here. Hey Jonathan, how are you? Thanks for joining. Did you get notified this time, Jonathan? Or did you not? Do let me know. I'm wondering what YouTube's up to at the moment. I know a lot of people are moaning about, a lot of content creators are moaning about it. Yeah, I'm good, thanks, mate. Yes, I did. Awesome. That is wicked. Yeah, it's really rubbish because YouTube have changed those notification settings so that you have to click on the notification bell and then select which notifications you want to get. Which is really strange. It never used to be like that. You used to just click subscribe, you got all the notifications until you turn the notifications off. Now it's set, automatically sets to priority, I think it is, which means YouTube dictate which notifications you get and when, which is a bit silly, really. Especially when you're doing live streams, because you want people to join when you go live, not like in 3 hours' time when the notification eventually goes out. So yeah, it's a bit silly on YouTube's part. So the first Dynamax Caterpie of the evening. Can we start the evening off with a shiny? Nope. 241 CP on Caterpie. Oh. Jonathan is always quite decent with his stats, so Jonathan will probably tell me what the hundo is in a minute in the comments. There's a task for Jonathan. But 241 is not bad at all, actually. So I would hazard a guess that the hundo is going to be around the 250 mark. Jonathan will probably clear that up in a minute. But 241 CP Caterpie is a 14, 13, 14, so not bad at all. Right, okay. It could be something on like YouTube settings or something. You know, it could be like the default thing until you change it. Possibly. I'm unsure. But I'm glad it's working today anyway. Right, can we quickly sneak in on this Dynamax one here before 6 PM? I think we've just managed to sneak in on that one. So of course, Dynamax Max Monday, it is Caterpie, which perhaps not a massive amount of people are looking forward to. But I'm definitely looking forward to it because it's a level 1 Dynamax and it's cheap to do. And I'm currently at level 77 on the game at the moment, sorry, level 76. I'm currently doing the level 77 challenges to get to level 77. And one of those challenges is to win 100 max battles. 249 is a hundo. Thanks very much for that, Jonathan. But yeah, one of those level up challenges from level 76 to level 77 is to win 100 Dynamax battles, or max battles, should I say. So you could do G max battles, of course, if there was any about. But I've only been doing the free particles. I know some people have got to that level and then they brought particle packs to get it done quicker. I've only been doing the free particles. I haven't spent any money on particle packs or any poker coins on particle packs. So I've only been doing it the free way, the cheap way, effectively. And I've just been taking my time with it really, but we're actually not that far off now. So after we've done this battle, we'll just double check, but I think I'm around about 80 Dynamax battles in now, meaning we've only got around about 20 left to do. So tonight's definitely going to help with it being a level 1. It's going to be cheap to do. We can hopefully do around about 6 to 8 of these. And then maybe by the end of this week, we will be leveling up, which will be awesome. And hopefully we can level up on a further YouTube live video later this week. If people want to see that, we may do it on Thursday evening, for example. So definitely keep an eye out for that. So we're currently on 280 more particles left to collect today. I'm going to see if there's any Dynamax battles down here. There is one Dynamax battle right down at the bottom. We're going to go head towards that now. It's currently got an Excadrill on it, or a drill bush, should I say. Yeah, I am leaving a lot of Pokemon behind, to be fair. How's the snow there? It's actually all gone, Jonathan. It's incredible. So yesterday there was still loads of snow on the ground, and in a period of like 24 hours from yesterday to today, we had loads of rain overnight. The temperatures throughout the day here have been like 7 to 8 degrees Celsius. So it's now all gone. I can actually show you on my camera. Let me just show you. So I don't know if you can see that, or in fact, instead of me turning my front facing camera on, because that's not going to help much, let me show you on there. So as you can see, it's all gone. No snow. It's an incredible transformation, really, because yesterday it was absolutely covered and today it's not. So it's amazing what a little bit of rain can do, and a bit of change in the temperatures. But yeah, it was only this time yesterday evening I was driving around trying to hunt for the Dynamax tasks before the event finished, the winter raid tasks. I actually ended up getting caught up in the snow. I was skidding like mad and nearly had to get somebody to push me. And now today there's no snow, so it's crazy. Crazy what an evening can do. But yeah, how is it where you are? Is the snow still there? It's probably the worst I've seen the snow around here for a few years anyway. Still got a decent layer of it, and in terms of temperatures in the negative still, right? Yeah, so we had a massive change in temperatures over the course of like an hour or so. Sorry, a night or so. So that's interesting, that one. I don't think I've ever seen that before, whether that's something we've newly started to do. But this Dynamax power spot here, you can see is in a different colour. That one wasn't due to go live until tomorrow. It's one of those power spots that they just put in. But in terms of Max Monday, it's actually gone live now. That's really weird. I've never noticed that before. Normally, they just stay inactive until they become active tomorrow. But for Max Monday, it became active. And then I'm guessing after this hour, it will disappear and won't become active until the morning. But that's going to help us, because it means we can do 2 probably down here. That one's a little bit too far away from where we'll be going. But yeah, we could probably do 2 down here. So let's see how many Dynamax battles we do need for the task. So, I don't know why I'm checking my buddy. Why am I on my buddy? Completely wrong place. So we actually only need 14 more Dynamax battles, and then we will probably level up. The only other task to do is make 10 trades with Pokemon caught at least 300 kilometers apart. So I'm going to have to find somebody, potentially at raid hour, that I know has been abroad to some Pokemon Go events, and get some trades off them. That's probably what I'm going to have to do. And then potentially on Wednesday or Thursday, we might level up on Pokemon Go to level 77. That would be really cool. And like I say, if I can go live for that, if I can time it and do another live video potentially on Thursday evening, where we can walk around, do some Dynamaxes, we can go live on YouTube for that level up, which would be pretty cool. Right, so let's jump in on this one. I think I still need to send Jonathan a gift as well. I know you messaged me this morning, Jonathan, and I don't think I've done it yet, have I? Can't remember doing it while I've been at work. But you do, yeah. I'll send you one in a minute before I forget. So 87 out of 100 now. Should be upwards of 90 by this evening. $243 Caterpie. So the first one we got was 241. The second one we got was 231, and now we're up to 243. Jonathan said I'll yell at you later if you don't. Jonathan said the hundo was 249, so we're getting close to the hundo now. Still no shiny one at the moment. I don't think I've got shiny Caterpie as a Dynamax at all. We'll double check in a second. 14, 14, 14 though. That's probably one of the best Dynamax Caterpies I've ever had. Was just going to ask what a hundo was. Yeah, Jonathan, as always, is always good with the numbers, and he put the hundo in the comments before, but 249 is a hundo, Alan. Right, so we've got 160 more particles to collect. If we collect 120 from there, we can then collect the 300, giving us our maximum of today. And then if we jump in on this one, so we had 1,100 particles saved up. I'm just claiming all those. So in terms of 3 battles to do, we've got this one and then potentially 3 more battles that we can do on the 3 particles. And then, like I say, we'll see how good these are, the ones that we've just got tonight, in terms of CP and IVs compared to ones that we've had previous. And also just double check if we have had a shiny one or not before, and basically compare how these ones we've got tonight with the ones that we've had before. So it's really, really easy to take down. We're in a level 1. I think if you use the right counters, you could probably take it down without having to Dynamax at all. I mean, you can do them a bit quicker, but I don't think we're in any major rush tonight. 224, that is definitely the worst we've seen so far. Bit of a fall from grace, that one. From 243 down to 224. Let's just double check the stats on that one. 224 is absolutely terrible. So from one of the best nearly to one of the worst, 11, 11, 10. Of course, the lowest you can get on these is 10, 10, 10 on the stats. Now we've got to earn 7 hearts with our buddy. Let's swap our buddy over. Go for that Pikachu we've been working on. Santa's hat Pikachu. I perhaps really need to change my avatar as well. I'm still all dressed up as a really fat Santa on my avatar. I think it was just before Christmas time I got told by my son that my Pokemon avatar doesn't look very Christmassy, so I did go a bit all out and turned him into a huge Santa. But of course, we're now the 12th of January. I think the Santa theme has perhaps died off a little bit, so we might have to put that theme in the saved bag on the avatar saved, because you can save your stuff now, can't you, on your avatar, which is actually pretty handy, really. So if we go onto avatar, if we go on style here, and then wardrobe, you can actually save it. So save this outfit, and then you can actually come back to it at any time. So you've already saved an outfit there, and you can pick it up at any time, which is pretty cool. But yeah, we will have to change that avatar up at some stage. Let's just open Jonathan's gift now, before I forget and he shouts at me. There you go, Jonathan. Two Clone-Treg hatching, and we've got a Wimpod. Not a very exciting Wimpod either. That one's going straight back to the Professor. I think you should keep Father Christmas all year. It might look a bit weird in like the middle of May. Middle of May, sun's out, Santa's out. Yeah, the weather is quite warm here, to be fair. It's very, very surprising. It does seem to like have these moments of UK weather, whether it's because like we're on a certain jet stream or whatever, like we're in between two jet streams or whatever. Trying to sound like a weatherman now, but whether it's because we're between like a weather split, it does seem to change quite quickly sometimes. So it goes from like freezing temperatures to like quite mild in just like in a day or so. And it's a bit crazy when it does it, but yeah, it's really weird. So let's stick our daily adventure incense on. Currently only running for 15 minutes on the daily. Let's see what we can get from that as we do these last few remaining Dynamax Caterpies. And I also need to think what targets I'm going to set myself this year on Pokemon Go. Of course, last year we set ourselves the target of getting a Galarian Bird shiny, my arch nemesis of a shiny that I couldn't get for ages, and I think that was Clauncher, which ended up having an event around April-May time when it got shiny boosted. Of course, more recently, it got shiny boosted this last week during that Pinch Perfect event, didn't it? So those were the two shinies we were after. And then the third target of last year was to get to 1 billion XP. Bearing in mind, we started 2025 on 540 million. So to get to 1 billion virtually required us to get double the amount of XP that it took me to get 7 years of worth of XP. And we had to virtually double that in a year, and we did it. Amazingly, we did it. And I will be doing a YouTube video on those targets and how well we did with those targets in the next couple of days. But I also need to think of some more targets to try and set myself. So if you've got anything in mind, anything specific that you think, oh, that's actually quite a hard target, can he do that in this next year on Pokemon Go, then by all means fire them away. Let me know in the comments any targets you can think of that may be difficult. 2 billion XP this year. I don't think I could get a billion XP in 1 year. I mean, yeah, last year I really pushed myself and I only just managed 500 million, so I think that's a bit too much. I don't know. Yeah, I think that's crazy. That would be absolutely crazy if I did that. I think potentially like in 2 years I could do that one. So like this year and next year. So by the end of 2027 I could potentially have 2 billion XP. But yeah, I think in 1 year to get a billion is absolutely crazy. I know somebody in my local communities tried to do that this last year, and I think we got around about 800 million in the year. But they really went at it as well. So it's doable, but it is a really tough ask. You know, you've got to be pretty much on the game all the time, catching everything, I would say, and trying to do excellent throws on everything, I would say, as well. Definitely on those boosted events where you get 2 times XP for catching and stuff. Really got me with most of those during that to get that sort of XP in a year. Why is that blocking a message? What was the message? Yeah, YouTube sometimes randomly blocks messages, it's annoying. I think it doesn't like numbers, YouTube. I think if your message has quite a few numbers in it, it really doesn't like it. It's really weird, YouTubers sometimes. It's actually quite nice to be able to walk around, not struggle with my back. Because of course I've had backache for the last couple of months, a couple of weeks, should I say? Months. Thankfully it wasn't months. But no, since Boxing Day, day after Christmas Day, I've had backache. Since then, after doing a bit of a back injury. But it's eased off a little bit now, which is good. So we've got 600 max particles remaining, 620. So that's 2 more Dynamax battles, of which there is 2 right here. So this one and the following one, which we're virtually alongside now as we're walking still. We'll do these 2. There were 0 numbers in the message, and it was inappropriate. Oh, right. Jonathan being inappropriate in the chat. That's unacceptable. Definitely by YouTube standards, but apparently. But yeah, don't forget, if you haven't already, to hit that subscribe button if you're watching for the first time. Thanks very much for joining me on the live stream. But yeah, make sure to hit that subscribe button, turn that notification bell on, and also set that notification bell to notify you for all notifications. You can do that by just clicking on the bell. It will give you 4 options. It's normally set to priority, but if you set it to all, then you won't miss any notifications for the channel. 241 again on the Dynamax Caterpie. So we're back up into the 240s. No, it was. So 15, 12, 11 on that Caterpie. It's amazing what that attacks that does to the rest of the IVs. So the final Caterpie of this evening, can we end on a shiny one? Or if not, can we get anywhere near that Hundo CP of 249? Now, of course, tomorrow, as long as the weather's good and remains good, we'll be live again tomorrow for Mareep Spotlight Hour. So that's going to be pretty cool. I haven't done a Spotlight Hour live stream for a couple of weeks as well. So it'll be really cool to try and get out and about and see how many Mareeps we can catch, and also to see if we can get a shiny one as well. Shiny odds for Mareep are 1 in 512. It's actually quite a decent one because Mareep, yeah, we see it quite a bit in events, and of course it's had community days of the past, but it is one that Mega evolves, and Mega, the evolved form of Mareep, the Mega is actually really, really cool. So it's a very, very good electric type as well. Ampharos, that's it. So Mega Ampharos is actually really, really cool electric type, and arguably one of the best in terms of electrics. So it's actually quite a useful thing to do. And of course, if we don't manage to get the shiny, at least we get loads of candy to power up ones that we've had before in the past. So it's a win-win nonetheless. Now, of course, if you're tuning in tomorrow for Spotlight Hour and you're not doing Spotlight Hour yourself, you can also sit there and evolve Pokemon, because it is 2 times Evolution XP tomorrow, 6 PM till 7 PM, that is, same time this evening. So if you're free, make sure to tune in and watch the live stream again. But 242 is the final Caterpie that we finish on, and it's a 14, 14, 13. So we've not actually done too bad in terms of stats this evening. IVs on these Caterpies have been really, really good. No Hundo, but we've got very, very close on a couple of occasions. And let's see if we have got a shiny Caterpie from before. We haven't, unfortunately. We've got many a shiny Caterpie, but we haven't got any shiny Dynamax. Now, of course, Butterfree is available as a Gigantamax, and we managed to get 1 Gigantamax Butterfree during the Gigantamax battle day that it had. It is a really, really cool Gigantamax. But unfortunately, no shiny Dynamax Caterpies. Now, in terms of Dynamax Caterpie and what we've managed to get this evening, how do they compare to what we've had before? Let's have a quick look and see. So if we type in Dynamax, and as you can see, we only saved 1 from before, so that gives you an insight to how rubbish all the other ones have been, being that we've only saved 1. And the one we saved was a 241 CP, of which we've seen a couple of those tonight. So 241, this was the one that we had back in 2025, back in June 2025, and it was a 13, 15, 14. But we had a 241 to start this evening. That was 14, 13, 14. A 231, pretty rubbish 12, 12, 12 there. 243, so that looks like it's going to be the best one in the collection up to this date. 243 is a 14, 14, 14. 224, really, really rubbish on that one, nearly the floor. 226, not far off being the same. And then finishing on a 241 and a 242, so really back up there in the 240 CP. So CP wise, we've been really, really lucky tonight, but unfortunately missing out on that nice shiny, really, because Caterpie is actually quite a nice shiny, and especially when you start evolving it, Metapod, it goes to like an orange colour. Is Butterfree useful anywhere? Gigantamax Butterfree isn't useful, no. Even normal Butterfree isn't useful. It is literally just a Pokedex filler. It's not really useful in any way, shape or form. And as a Gigantamax Pokemon, it's really, really far down the list, if not one of the worst ones you can have as a Gigantamax Pokemon. So it's definitely one just for the Pokedex, just to try and get a shiny one off. But if you don't manage to get a decent one, it's not the end of the world. You're never going to use it. even if you got a hundo one, I can't see you ever using it. So don't worry too much about trying to get a good one. But of course, if it's a free particles and you do end up getting a hundo, it's a win-win because you wouldn't have otherwise done it. So definitely worth only spending free particles on Caterpie. Hey, how are you? Thanks so much for joining. So we've got a couple more minutes left on our daily adventure incense. Yeah, keep on ignoring it, Jonathan. Unless you're walking past one and you've got free particles to hand, I'd keep on ignoring it. You know, it's no harm in spending your free particles because at the end of the day, you have a shiny chance, you have a hundo chance, and of course you get XP from doing these Dynamax battles. So converting that free particles that would otherwise be wasted if you don't use them, converting those into XP is a win-win, really. So as I mentioned before, tomorrow we'll be live again for Spotlight Hour, the same time we went live tonight, around about 10 to 6 time. So wherever you are in the world, make a note of the time now, and this time tomorrow we'll be live again. Hey, how are you? Thanks so much for joining. As I mentioned before, if you haven't already, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, turn that notification bell on, and then you won't miss when we go live tomorrow evening. Is there any decent raids about? Let's just have a quick look. So unfortunately there's one Genesect and it's going to finish in 2 minutes. But other than that, we look pretty rubbish. I'm Dark Crab on a different account. Fair enough. Thanks for joining. Make sure to subscribe on that account as well, Dark Crab. Think of all your subscribers I could get if I just convinced everybody to create a second account and then subscribe again. You know, I could double my subscribers overnight. It'd be amazing. So Ghastly spawning in the wild. Always love to have Ghastly spawning. See if we get a shiny one. Unfortunately not. Dunsparce. And we'll catch this Dunsparce and then we'll evolve it to see if we can get the 3-stage evolution. Because I know a lot of people are still wanting that. And we've got a lot of Dunsparce candy free, so whenever I catch a Dunsparce, I always evolve it to see if we can get a 3-stage evolution. Unfortunately not on this occasion, only a 2-stage. But yeah, let's see how good it is. Rubbish. Rubbish. I think you should use your time. No. Definitely not. The spawns are probably the worst you've been in a while, to be honest. Normally, out of events, you tend to get like evolutions of spawns and stuff like that, but it's been a bit bad really today. I'm getting a lot of rubbish. Hopefully tomorrow though, with the shiny release of Tadbulb and all the electric Pokemon, we can put a few incenses on during the Spotlight Hour and hopefully manage to catch a Mareep and hopefully get a Tadbulb through that event as well. But as for tonight, that is going to be it for tonight's live stream. I do thank everybody who's joined in tonight and got involved in the comments. Thanks very much for your support as always. And if you haven't already, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, turn that notification bell on, and I will see you again for tomorrow's Spotlight Hour. Same time, same place. But I'll see you tomorrow for Mareep Spotlight Hour. Thanks very much for joining. Have a good evening, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.